Las Vegas has the fame, the shining lights, the Las Vegas Strip, and now the sports. But did you know there are more retirees locating to Henderson? Let's dive deep and learn why. So let's go over the quick overview and history of Henderson and Las Vegas. Let's start with Henderson. With the help of local industrial growth, Henderson was incorporated in 1953. The first mayor was Dr. Jim French, and when Henderson first started, it was about 13 square miles. As time has gone on, Henderson has expanded to over 103 square miles. What a lot of people love about Henderson is that within Henderson, being the second largest city here in Nevada, we have several master plan communities. You're also super duper close to the world famous Las Vegas Strip, close to the Henderson Executive Airport, and even closer to the McCarran International Airport, making it a thriving destination for retirees to move to. The city's slogan, Henderson, a place to call home, was coined because Henderson is focused on small town community values while being very close to big city efficiencies. I think a lot of people come to Henderson and they love that you have several master plan communities. You also have a lot of community activities, from Inspirada, which has a lot of farmers markets, and that community is booming and growing with new shopping centers. We also have the new Inspirada Stations Casino, which is set to break ground very soon. We're in 2023 right now. They just opened the Dollar Loan Center in 2020 with the Henderson Silver Knights, which is an AHL hockey team. They also have indoor stadium football and basketball. We also have Green Valley, which has the District and Green Valley Ranch, another Stations casino with tons of restaurants, outdoor shopping, lots of local restaurants, and as Henderson continues to grow, they are revamping Water Street, which is considered downtown Henderson. I'll get into more of that in a bit, but let's go over Las Vegas history. Las Vegas actually means the Meadows, and it was named the Meadows Las Vegas because there were springs amid the desert landscape. In 1931, Nevada legalized gaming, which spread across the Las Vegas Strip and became the world famous strip that we now have today. A lot of people flock to Las Vegas and Henderson because of the low state income tax and the fact that we have a low cost of living compared to other states and cities. Las Vegas has so much to offer, and while Henderson has become the prime destination, people love being that close to Las Vegas. Now let's dive into the quick stats, the population, the cost of living, and more. The Henderson population is growing. It is really hard to keep up with the growth of our city. The DMV recently reported that 8.8 people per hour are moving to Las Vegas and Henderson. Can you believe that? In September 2021, they did a population poll, and we in Henderson have over 320,000 residents. 19.4% of these residents are under the age of 18. 82% are 16 and over, and 21% are 65 and over. The median price home is about $329,600, and this is in 2023, and we're sitting in September right now. Henderson is considered more costly than other areas in Nevada and outside, but comparative to other states like California, we are relatively inexpensive. Over 60% of people own their home here in Henderson, and many have lived in their home for over 2 decades. Because of that, Henderson is growing. Inspirada is a newer master plan community that is booming and growing. Cadence is another master plan community just outside of Lake Las Vegas, another community booming and growing. Lennar just launched the Black Mountain Ranch project, which is another community in Henderson right off the 95. We also have the development of West Henderson. D.R. Horton is a nationwide home builder who has bought up a ton of land over there. It is right outside of where the Raiders practice facility is, as well as the Amazon headquarters, and they are building and booming. Every time I drive down St. Rose, I am just seeing more and more projects going. The allure of moving to Henderson. Here in Las Vegas and Henderson, we have over 300 days of sunshine. I don't know about you, but to me, weather affects how I feel. So if I'm in a cold, rainy climate, I'm not gonna be excited and happy and have a lot of energy. So for me, having sunshine most of the year brings out the best in me. So having that is a huge key factor, and I know that's why a lot of retirees are moving to Henderson. Because of that, it makes it really easy to enjoy all the outdoor recreation that we have here. from Lake Mead to Lake Las Vegas. We also have the Henderson Bird Preserve, which is lovely to walk around during the winter. We have Ethel and M Cactus Garden, which is so much fun to enjoy. They also have chocolate and wine tastings, which is really fun. There's just so much to do here in Henderson, a lot of people don't think about. Affordability. Henderson, although it ranks 17.7% on the national average, we are on the higher end if you look at a nation as a whole. But if you look at the major cities, we are definitely on the lower end of the spectrum. Henderson does not have any state income tax. We have relatively low property taxes, and your retirement income is not being taxed as well. I've also heard from many retirees that the cost of living overall, from the things to do, the restaurants, even gas, these things all add up and they're relatively low compared to other cities. I've even heard that our electricity, compared to the state of California, is about half the cost. I don't know if that's true, but that's just what I've heard from my clients. Imagine your bills being lower, your cost of living being lower, and you get to experience all the magic of the Las Vegas Strip and all the outdoor activities that Henderson has to offer. Entertainment and amenities. So yes, we have the Las Vegas Strip, which again, world famous, so much to do, you'll never get bored. There's tons of shows, there's gaming, there's tons of restaurants, there's loads of shopping, and there's even just a lot of sightseeing to do. Sometimes I like to go over to the Bellagio and just see the spectacular flower arrangements that they do. I love going to Crystals and seeing all the different decor that they do throughout the mall. There's just so much to see and do on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, off of the Las Vegas Strip, like I mentioned, we have Green Valley Ranch. We have the Dollar Loan Center to catch some sports action. They also have concerts. Water Street just announced they're doing a jazz festival series, so they're gonna have a lot of outdoor activities in that downtown district. And that district over there is getting more restaurants, more shops, and more action. Now let's talk about the drawbacks of living in Henderson. The weather. So our summers do get really hot. But I've heard from many of my clients, after your first summer, it becomes much easier. You get used to getting in your car, making sure the AC's on before you get in, parking a little bit further so that you're in the shade, really just getting comfortable with leaving that AC on in your home. It's a lot of little changes that you're gonna have to make, but to me, my hair always looks good because it's dry. Funny thing, but it's true, and I always laugh with my clients about it. But you have to get used to, different skincare. You have to put more lotion on. It's little things, but with anything, there is going to be a little bit of change. So if you can just get through one summer, you can figure it out, and it'll be a breeze after that. Our winters are actually pretty cold. A lot of people call me after they relocate here and tell me, Courtney, oh my gosh, I actually had to pull out my jackets. And I said, yes, we do have winter here. I know it feels like we just have these really hot summers, but our weather does change, which is really nice. Gambling, it's literally everywhere. It's in the grocery stores, it's in the gas stations, it's at the airport. There's little mini local casinos all throughout the valley. So if you're someone who tends to go on the gambling side and you may have some issues with that, I would definitely avoid moving to our city just because there is a lot of drawback on that. So you're gonna see lots of that around you. So I encourage you to either get help or B, just really set a budget and a standard for yourself so that you're not gambling all the time. High tourism. We have a lot of transients. So there is a lot of moving people, a lot of people who come here for 6 months and then leave. A lot of people come here for even a year and then they leave. That's just part of Las Vegas and Henderson. Although I am seeing a lot more people grow as our population grows. That's the one thing that I've learned when I moved here from Thailand. I expected Las Vegas to be this huge major city. I expected Henderson to have tons of people and that I wouldn't have a really hard time getting to know people. It's actually a very small town. And once you spend a year and you make some effort socializing, going to local community events, it is really easy to make friends. And you are literally like 2 people away from everybody else. It is that small of a town. It's pretty shocking. Another thing I want to note is a lot of these active adult communities, if you're looking to retire here, I highly encourage you look at them. They have clubhouses, and these clubhouses have social gatherings and events. So it's a really easy way to meet people. Just show up, be open, be excited, and you'll easily meet friends and make new connections. Another thing that I hear that's kind of a con of living in Henderson is you have to drive everywhere. Now we do have master plan communities like Sun City Anthem and Inspirata and Cadence, where they are creating little shopping centers throughout these communities so that you could technically walk or ride your bike to enjoy some restaurants or local things. I know in Inspirata, they've really done a great job at doing that, where you don't really have to leave the community. They have these huge community parks. Sun City Anthem has 3 community centers where I would encourage you to get a golf cart so you could go visit all of them. And having a golf cart is kind of fun. You just pull up to your friend's house or the community center, and it's just easier. They also have Lake Las Vegas, which is a golf cart permissible area. It's a master plan community with a 320-acre man-made lake, and you can get all around there and go visit the village. They have some active adult communities in there as well. And I just think it's really easy to get around. But if you want to go to the Las Vegas Strip, you're going to have to drive. And that's one big complaint I hear from a lot of people. It is really hard to find areas where you don't have to drive kind of a distance to get somewhere. The rising star, Henderson. So in the last few years, I feel like Henderson has just boomed. Like I mentioned, we have the new Stations Casino coming soon in Inspirata. Everyone is super excited about that. They are finishing up their project in Las Vegas, the Durango, that should be opening October of 2023 at some point. But now we have the new project they're going to be doing in Inspirata, and everyone is very excited about that. There's going to be new restaurants, shopping, lots to do. They always have these gorgeous outdoor pools where you can go enjoy and meet people and bring your friends and family and have a cabana day. So they really create that, and I love that Stations Casino does that. So that's one new project coming soon. We also have Chicken and Pickle coming to Henderson. If you're into pickleball, which I know is like the hot new thing that everyone's excited about, they are going to be building out a massive Chicken and Pickle here in Henderson off of St. Rose, which is one of our main streets here. In Henderson, we have Eastern, which is a main street, St. Rose is a main street, and Lake Mead is a main street. We'll take you all the way to Lake Las Vegas. So very exciting. We have lots of growth. We also have the Dollar Loan Center, like I mentioned, which just opened. There's always something going on at the Dollar Loan Center. I love going to the Henderson Silver Knights games. They are so action-packed. I love that the stadium is about 5,000 seats, so you don't feel overwhelmed in there. It feels very community, very small town, and it's just really fun to go and support your local teams. West Henderson, I would say, is one of the bigger developments happening. So they built the Raiders practice facility a few years ago, and then they built the Amazon, which is huge, there's lots of people, and then they are putting in some new other companies. I've heard through the grapevine some new tech companies are coming. They're looking at these industrial spaces. So that's very exciting. We don't know where that's going, but knowing that these tech companies are looking at Henderson really gets everyone excited. So that area there, like I mentioned, D.R. Horton bought tons of land over there, and they are building tons of homes. And then we have the new Black Mountain Ranch that Lennar is doing. They do have an active adult community within Black Mountain Ranch, and that's being built out as we speak right now in 2023. If you visited or lived in Henderson, what's one word you would use to describe it? Comment below and let me know. Top reasons retirees are choosing Henderson. 1, peaceful neighborhoods. People like Henderson because it feels like a suburban area compared to some areas in Las Vegas. And like I mentioned, there are several master plan communities within Henderson. So people really like that they can pick a master plan community that they enjoy. We have Inspirata, we have Seven Hills, we have Anthem, we have McDonald Ranch, we have Green Valley, we have Cadence, Lake Las Vegas, that's just to name a few. So having those communities really creates that vibe. A lot of these communities have tons of amenities, so people tend to trend and go over there in those communities. Number 2, safety. Henderson is traditionally ranked number 2 or number 3 in the nation's safest cities. While I can't talk about crime rates, I do know that I personally feel very safe in Henderson. I've never been in an area where I felt uncomfortable, and I just feel like I said, it's a very small town here. So you get that vibe wherever you go. People say hello to you. There's always some kind of community event going, from farmers markets to live music on, Water Street. There's just always something happening here. So it's very exciting, and I know the Henderson police really take pride in keeping our streets and safety here in Henderson. Number 3, proximity to Las Vegas. Like I mentioned, you do have to drive to visit the Las Vegas Strip, but it's a short drive. And it's something that I love about living in Henderson myself. I love being able to get dolled up and dressed up. Me and my husband will make reservations at our new restaurant or our same restaurant we always go to, Javier's or Allegro's, and we get dolled up, dressed up. We go shopping at Crystal's, we get margaritas at Aria. We just make it a really spectacular night and something fun to do. There's always a concert going on. I swear, right now, it's this weekend we have iHeartRadio, and we have Life is Beautiful, which is happening downtown. There's just always something going on here. So you will never ever get bored. If you're into shows or concerts, you're into trying new restaurants, there's always new restaurants opening. So being that close to the Las Vegas Strip creates lots of things to do and lots of things to see. Number 4, the cost of living. Like I mentioned, the cost of living here is relatively low compared to the other major cities in the nation. You can get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for around $330,000. And when I take people through the different neighborhoods, they're really shocked at all the amenities that come along with these houses. Now, if you want to move into a more luxury community like McDonald Highlands or Anthem Country Club, you are looking more in the $1 million, $2 million, $3 million and up range. But if you're looking for a nice active adult community to live in a brand new home, you're looking anywhere from, you could get into a home for $300,000 in Black Mountain Ranch, brand new Lennar community, all the way up to, as far as you want to go. But just knowing that, I'm sure wherever you're coming from, that's almost near impossible, especially for a brand new home. Community and social activities. Like I mentioned, these active adult communities always have a clubhouse. And if you're in a master plan community, you are in that community, you're in that suburban area. So if you go to that clubhouse at least once to twice a week, you are going to meet people. It's just natural. The other thing I notice is a lot of people walk around these neighborhoods because they are so beautiful. And that way you're going to meet people as well. You see the same people walking around the same time. You're going to meet people. You just got to make that effort. Now, an area like Lake Las Vegas is super cool because it's golf cart permissible. So you can get in your golf cart, you can join one of the country clubs like South Shore or Lake Las Vegas Sports Club, and go visit those places, go hang out, you're gonna meet people and have a good time. So those are really easy, fun ways to get involved in the community. Healthcare in Henderson. So while we have a lot of sports teams coming here, and with that, we're gonna have more and more doctors and therapists and all different things that come along with our population growth. We do have a new hospital coming soon in mid-2024, the West Henderson Hospital. This new acute hospital is going to specialize in cardiac care. We also have Henderson Hospital, and then we have St. Rose Dominion, which is our larger hospital here on this side of town. If we haven't met yet, my name is Courtney Bentley. I'm a luxury real estate agent here in Las Vegas and Henderson, and I offer a concierge service to take the headaches out of moving to my favorite city, Las Vegas. Now let's move on. Now when people think of Henderson, they don't necessarily think of the nature aspect of living in Henderson. Well, I'm going to share with you a few places that I personally love to go and love to experience while living here in Henderson. We have the Henderson Bird Preservation, which is not very well known here, and it's something that's super magical. They have 9 ponds of water, and I'll share to go in the wintertime. That's where all the beautiful species come out. You're gonna see snakes, you're gonna see turtles, you're gonna see gorgeous birds. It really is lovely, and it's a place that you can go and get some cardio, walk around, have a nice chat with a friend, and experience the beauty of nature. One I've yet to do but really want to is biking around the River Mountain Loop Trail. It's a 34-mile paved dog-friendly road that you can take your bike on, and it connects Henderson to Lake Mead, and you can go all the way to the Hoover Dam. What people have said they love most about it is that you are surrounded by the Mojave Desert, and it's just beautiful, and it's a great exercise. Another is to hike the Sloan Canyon National Conservation Area. They call it the Sistine Chapel of Nevada, and they state that there's prehistoric rocks there that you can see while hiking. They have tons of hiking routes depending on your level and comfort, and it's something that you can do with some of those new friends you're about to meet. Another, like I keep mentioning, I love Lake Las Vegas. I think it's one of the coolest places. When you drive to Lake Las Vegas, you don't really know what you're gonna see. First time you go, you're driving down Lake Mead, you're kind of like, where am I going? And then you turn left and you just go into this gorgeous resort master plan community. You see tons of golfers, you see people walking on their bikes, you see the Village, which has restaurants and they do live concerts. There's always events going on there and shopping, and you see these gorgeous homes surrounding it. It's really special. It's literally an oasis in the desert. I love going there to just unwind and relax. A lot of my friends go there for staycations. If I were retiring, I would 100% move there. I think that if you don't really need to be in the city and you don't need to leave that resort town, it's a great place to live. What I also love about Lake Las Vegas is they have 2 golf courses, so you can play golf whenever you want. The other thing is you have the water sports. So they always have some kind of water activity going on there. You can take a boat out. They have the no gas, so it's only electric boats out. You'll see people out and about. You'll see people stand up paddle boarding. You'll see people in their canoes. It's just super cool. And if you're into being outdoors, they have hiking trails throughout, golf courses, and water sports. So you really could do something every single day. Some lesser known areas in Henderson that a lot of people don't know about is Water Street. Water Street just announced they are redoing with plans and all kinds of things. They're gonna be redoing Water Street. Water Street already has one of my favorite local restaurants, Juan's Flaming Fajitas. That place is packed all the time. Like, you will go at 3 o'clock on a Monday and it is packed in there. The food is delicious, the margaritas are delicious, the vibe is just cool and chill. It's a really great place to go. I actually get a lot of takeout there because the food is so good. And I love that they're kind of opening and expanding. There's new restaurants opening. They're gonna be doing activities at nights. They're gonna have live jazz concerts. So if you're really into being in the local area, experiencing some live music, having a street to walk up and down, I think Water Street is gonna be one of those hidden gems that the locals go to and enjoy. Another area that I love to go to is the District. It's not lesser known. I think it's somewhere that a lot of locals go to. I feel like that is the one hidden gem. I also love the farmers markets. They have farmers markets all the time throughout Inspirada. They have one in Anthem. They have one at the District. I think farmers markets are so much fun. You get to meet local farmers. You get to meet the people who are growing your produce. You get to have conversations with local businesses. I really enjoy going to the farmers markets. I think it's a lesser known thing to do here in Henderson, but something that you can really, get to know and thrive if you move here. Quick story, one of my clients was looking in Summerlin and she was like, Courtney, I wanna live in Summerlin. And I asked her, I said, why do you wanna live in Summerlin? Like, why? And she said, well, I just know it's a great place to live. I said, okay. We'll check out Summerlin, we'll look at these homes that you wanna see, but I really wanna take you to Henderson because I feel like you're really gonna fall in love with Lake Las Vegas. And I just wanna show it to you if you're open to that. And she said, yeah, totally open. I said, great. So the second day we were together, I took her to Lake Las Vegas and she was just like, her eyes got so wide. She couldn't believe that we had something like this here in Henderson. So after showing her Lake Las Vegas and the community and taking her around the Village, showing her all the water sports, she looked at me and said, screw Summerlin, I'm moving to Lake Las Vegas. So she is currently thriving in Lake Las Vegas. She's joined a bunch of card games. She's always playing golf. She goes to the Village all the time. She has all of her local spots. She's really thriving in this community, and it's all because I opened her eyes to what is possible. So if you're looking to relocate and retire here, I want you to be open, kind of see what's out there. You really never know unless you take a look. So I want to invite you, if you're out there and you want to relocate here, be open. I would love to talk to you and show you all the different neighborhoods we have to offer, because you really never know. And sometimes your next chapter can be whatever you want to make it, especially if you're moving. When traveling or relocating, do you prefer to focus on the local eateries, or are you more excited about the culture? Let me know in the comments below. If you're looking to house hunt, like I shared, number one thing to do is contact me. And let's do a consultation, because I'm gonna explain the different neighborhoods. I'm gonna get to know you as a person and find out what matters most to you. If you're looking to retire here, the thing that you wanna ask yourself is, what do I want my next chapter to look like? what your life was before wherever you're moving from. It doesn't have to be here. You can start over. You could live on a golf course. You could live in Lake Las Vegas. You could live in a thriving community like Inspirata and be part of the growth over there. There's just so many offerings here, and when you're going to that next chapter in relocating and retiring, you have so many options. So ask yourself these questions. What kind of activities do I want to explore more when moving to a new city? What matters most to me? Do I want to be close to a golf course? Do I want to be closer to the Las Vegas Strip? Do I want to live closer to the airport so I can travel more often? Do I want to have a lock and leave lifestyle? These are definitely things you want to consider. And number 3, imagine and sit down and ask yourself, if I could have my perfect home, what would it look like? If you are looking and you want to learn more about finding a new home here in Henderson, I have a great video where I go over the different communities and neighborhoods, so you definitely want to check that one out. Like I shared, if you want to grow and you want to expand your social circle, especially if you're moving here and you're starting your next chapter, I highly suggest looking at active adult communities or those smaller master plan communities that have lots of community events. I feel like that's a great place to grow and socialize. Now, if you're someone who is a little nervous about the summer, I highly suggest coming out in the summer. It's a great time to look at a house and see if you can thrive in that climate. I feel like a lot of people come when they're comfortable to look at houses, but if you really want to move here and you really want to see what it's like before you pull that trigger, I highly suggest coming to look in those times where you're not so sure if you're going to like the weather, like the summer. And if you're not into the cold weather, maybe you come out in the winter. These are great times to really feel and see what it would be like. Another tip I have for you is after we do a consultation and we talk about the different neighborhoods, it's a really good idea to stay in a hotel near where you're thinking you want to live. This can give you a great opportunity to be in those neighborhoods, to walk around, to try those local restaurants, to play the golf course. That's really going to help you explore and experience what it's like to live there and just give you a taste before you commit to buying. These are some tips and I hope you take them. Whether it's the glam of Las Vegas or the serenity and peace of Henderson, you gotta choose what's right for you. Like I shared, you wanna look into Henderson, check out the different master plan communities that have all the offerings. Ask yourself those questions that I just shared with you. Sit down and really think it through because that's really gonna help you decide what it looks like. Like I shared, I have tons of videos that you can explore and learn more about the different communities, so definitely check those out. They will definitely help you on your search. If you're watching this and you are a retiree in Henderson, I'd love to hear your experience. Comment below and let me know. For more videos about Henderson and relocation tips, check out my videos above. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.